Hey, what's up, everybody? We're here at the 2019 AIMExpo in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm here with World of Powersports. I have got John with me here today, and I'm going to ask him a few questions about the turnout of the event, what he's seen, and also his take a little bit on digital marketing in general. So what have you guys seen? How has the show been for you guys in the last few days?
So far, it's been pretty good. I mean, we've had a lot of traffic come through here, a lot of dealers on the dealer-only days, and then the retail days for all the customers off the street. Just been amazing. I mean, there's been so much traffic here so far. So we've given away a lot of our freebies. So it's been really great.
You think you've been able to make some good connections in the industry and also with your consumers as well? Because if I'm understanding correctly, you guys do both have relationships with dealers that resell for you, and then you also sell to the end user, correct?
Correct, yeah. So, I mean, we've been able to reach out to a lot of our customers here in the States, talk to a lot of new dealers, let them know what we can offer for them, because, you know, you'll get the local mom and pop shop that may have one brand, whereas, you know, they need somebody to supply them with everything else that they're doing, everything in their service department. So, and that's where we come in with all the manufacturers we carry, so we pick those up. So I've talked to a lot of people. There's been a lot of positive buzz about it, you know. And as far as the regular retail customers, you know, it's kind of the same thing. They see how many brands we offer, and they get excited about that, you know. So it's been very good.
Yeah, that's excellent. I think maybe some of that could possibly be attributed to the fact that, I don't know, there was, I think, you know, from my perspective, seems like more of a push from AIM on as far as digital, particularly in social media, you know, about the event, which brings us, it's a perfect segue, brings us onto the next point, which is digital marketing in general. And I wanted to get your take and what you thought with regards to kind of the current stage of digital marketing in general, internet marketing, when it comes to Powersports dealers. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Just tell me kind of how you feel about it.
Yeah, so right now, you know, there are so many options out there available to us that we really need to be pushing for. So all the social medias, the video channels, so like YouTube, for instance, is a huge one. And, you know, a lot of the industry is starting to adopt this stuff. And, you know, for us to get our target audience, you know, nowadays, with the sensory overload that there is, everything is so easy to search. You know, you're Googling everything. I personally feel that YouTube is kind of the go-to now for if I'm curious about any product, that's where I'm going. I'm going to go to YouTube first and see if I can find, you know, some guy in his garage that has either done the repair that I'm doing or he's bought the like the helmet I'm looking for, and to get that honest review, because, you know, so often you're going to get the spec sheet. You know, you're going to get, well, this is everything the manufacturer puts out. You're not getting that real world opinion. And you know, through avenues like YouTube and the different social medias where people are actually posting their own honest reviews, you know, that has become such a big resource. You know, so I mean, when people want an honest take on it, that's what they're going to, because they're getting real people and real reviews. So, you know, we need to be pushing toward that, you know, and I think a lot of companies are starting to really dive into that, you know, so they can actually, you know, get their people out in front and say, well, here, I'm presenting this now, and this is our take on it, you know, this is how we feel about it, regardless of, you know, how that company feels, because I think customers, they really want to have, you know, they want to have their dealership tell them, well, here's the good points, here's the bad points. You know, I don't have to sell it to you. I kind of relate it to Miracle on 34th Street. You know, the Santa Claus. Well, he's going to send people down to the other store because that's where they can get it. They can get it cheaper there. You know, so I think you know, we want to kind of tie in a little bit about that. We don't want to, you know, cut each other's throats, but we also want to be honest. You know, what's going to be the best fit for you, not what's going to be best for us to sell you. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've always, you know, put it in, and I would, my hopes are that I can really relay this message as eloquently as possible to Powersports dealers out there, which is that, in my humble opinion, hard pitch selling is dead. I mean, some people have not yet realized it, but it no longer has a pulse. And a big part of it is because consumers have such amazing power at their fingertips. We're like almost like mini gods, right? They can search whatever they want. So they don't want to feel sold or that they're being pitched. They want to get value, and then subsequently, oh, who brought me value? Oh, it was World of Powersports. That's awesome. Then they subscribe to you, and I think this is just to reinforce what your entire last answer. It sounds like when you're talking about YouTube and everything, it's essentially about bringing that value to them. So they subscribe and they realize, yeah, you know what? These guys are a good fit for us, What would you say is currently one of the biggest struggles when it comes to social, to digital, to internet marketing in general, as far as the power sports industry is concerned and other dealers out there?
I think the biggest problem there, the biggest struggle, is going to be getting people to change their way of thinking. So you have some dealerships, some people have been in this industry for 30, 35 years, and they're just set in their ways. Some of them just, most people hate change. They don't know how to adapt to it, and they don't want to adapt. They're just going to be fine. I got this pool of customers, and it's that mindset of they're always going to be there. They're not always going to be there. So is getting the guys that have been in this for so long to change their way of thinking, but then also, to want to seek out those that can help them do that, that know how to do the digital marketing, do the social media stuff, do the YouTube videos, to actually help them generate content and find out what's going to work and what doesn't. Because without getting into that, I mean, that's a whole untapped market of people. So
maybe some people to help guide and lead that way, right?
Yes, exactly. So.
Yeah, I think that, and to your point, and tell me what you think, that perhaps part of the what makes it a struggle, what makes it so difficult for these dealers to kind of change that mentality, is that, gosh, digital is so ever evolving, and there's so much thrown at you that it's like, what the heck is going on here? What do I look at? The next shiny object. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to feel like you're still kind of out on the cutting edge, and when you're in an environment that's constantly changing, and it's difficult to adapt. So, but I think having the right people in place is the key to doing that. So if you got that, if you either have people internally, or if you have a service that you're hiring out, that's going to help you get out in front of the pack, against every other dealership that is not doing that. So.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that you want to share with us in general about digital or about today?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, as I said, with everything going to YouTube, we need to be doing that stuff. We need to be working very hard to reach out to new riders. I don't think the industry so far has done enough to try to market to them, especially like you see on TV. You'll see ads for ATVs and side-by-sides and motorcycles, but you're not doing anything geared toward youth riders. I don't think I have ever seen a commercial that was outside of a dealership that was marketed to the youth market. So I think that's something they need to do, and we need to capitalize on that. So.
Yeah, and it's often very difficult, I think, because, we're always so thinking about, okay, what's the immediate return? And clearly, obviously, with youth, there's no immediate return because it's for later on down the road and in the future. But to your point, yeah, capturing them early and, instilling a love of the sport is extremely important.
Absolutely, and if we get them, started early enough, they're comfortable with it. I think parents at that point start to become more comfortable too, because you get a 12-year-old that goes out and gets his first dirt bike. Parents are either going to be completely against it, they're going to be afraid they're going to get hurt, and it's because they haven't had any experience on it. So nowadays with the balance bikes, you can have a 2-year-old on a balance bike out there in their driveway. Here at the show, we've got the little electric balance bikes, and a 2-year-old can get on that and go out. He can freewheel until he's comfortable, and then he can slap a battery on it, and he's good to go, and that's just going to segue into the next step of that. So parents are going to be comfortable with it. he's going to be comfortable with it, and that's good all around because that's our future. That's our future rider right there. So it's very important to get those kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I really greatly appreciate the time you've given me. Glad you guys are doing awesome. Check out World of Powersports. What's your website?
It's worldofpowersports.com.
Simple enough, guys. So check them out, worldofpowersports.com. They're crushing it here at 2019 AIMExpo. Thank you so much, John. It's been an absolute pleasure.
My pleasure.
Thank you.